How many of you watching this video today know someone that's suffering from depression? Do you know someone in your family that sometimes isolates themselves, they close the door, they shut the door, and they don't want to talk to you? How many of you know someone that's suffered from depression at some point in their life? Perhaps a trauma or a situation or something happened to them. Maybe it was you. Perhaps you're suffering from depression right now. Maybe you're without a job, you're in financial crisis, you're struggling, your health's not the best, and you really are emotionally struggling. You may even be depressed and you don't yet know it. It's okay to have depression. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to put your hand up and ask for help. If we can do more of this, those 800,000 lives that are lost every single year to suicide could be prevented. It might just be that people are afraid to speak up because they're scared of being judged. They're scared of what people are going to think of them and that it's not acceptable to be suffering from depression. Society doesn't accept people who are negative, who are sad, who are suffering. We have to do more about this. We have to be there to help more people. You're probably thinking, who is she to talk about depression? Who is she to tell us how to live? Who is she to sit here and make a video about depression? I'll tell you who I am. I'm someone who's recovered from depression on several different occasions. I've been through a really tough time in my life, and I can tell you firsthand. I have scars here on my arms. You can't see them. I've been through a really tough emotional battle when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I used to cut my arms like with pieces of glass. I used to cut my arms because I couldn't handle the emotional battles that I was going through, and I never spoke to anyone about it. My parents broke up when I was young, and we went through a really difficult period of teenage life. It was really hard. My mom was working full-time, trying to run a house, trying to run a family, trying to pay for the house, trying to run 2 jobs. She was trying to raise 3 kids. It was really hard for her. It was really hard for me. I was, I think, 14 years old, and I was really struggling. And that's not the first time that I've struggled with depression. When I became an adult, and I was in the working environment, I was in the corporate world, I started struggling a lot again with stress and pressures of life. Then I went into an emotional down spiral. When I got sick, I had a couple of surgeries and I had ectopic pregnancies, 2 ectopic pregnancies, and both of them gave me a really emotional battle. Not only with myself, but in my body. I was struggling so much. I didn't want to talk about it. I would sit in my room and cry so much. Sometimes I wouldn't even speak about what I was going through because I was so scared that people would judge me. When I was at school, I didn't have many friends. I could hardly count them on one hand. And it's still the same to this day. And it's horrible to say that this is the reality of life, that there's so many people living in isolation. We live in a world where technology connects us and connects us to different people all around the world, but we don't use it to that positive advantage. We don't speak enough, we don't engage with one another enough, and it's happening all around the world. It's not just happening to me, it's not just happening to teenagers, it's not just happening to adults, it's happening to all of us. 1 in 4 people will suffer from depression in their life. And this data that I'm telling you, these facts and figures come from the World Health Organization, from United Nations data and surveys and reports that show that so many people are suffering. So many people in the world are suffering with anxiety, stress, depression, isolation, eating disorders, mental health challenges and battles on a daily basis. But what can we do about it? Why am I making this video? Why am I making this video? Because I care. I know how it feels to suffer. I know how it feels to not sleep at night, to have pain, to have worries, to have burdens, to have insomnia. I know what it's like, and if I can do anything at all, anything to help people around the world, to share the message, to teach others how to recognize someone that's struggling and how to help, I want to do that. And I want your help to do so. So how do you notice or recognize someone that's suffering from depression? How do you notice someone around you that's going through an emotional battle, the signs might be pretty obvious if you understand. They might be not talking for a while. They might be shutting themselves off. They might not be replying to your messages. They might reply with a message that's just really short, like a 1 word or 2 words, or I'm fine, or I'm okay, everything will be okay. Like, they might hide it. They might pretend they're okay, but on the inside, they're crumbling. They're in so much pain. Behind their closed doors, they will cry day and night, and nobody will know that that's happening to them. You might see them in the office at work, and they might look happy. They might be smiling with joy, but inside they're struggling. They're struggling with their own emotional battles to keep happy and to keep positive every single day. It's really hard for them. Now, what can we do about it? Call your friends once in a while. Go have coffee with them. Go for lunch with them. If you suspect that someone is suffering or suspect that someone's having an emotional tough time, maybe they're going through a marriage breakup, maybe they're having financial problems, whatever it is that's happening to them, they're having a health battle, go and be a support mechanism for them. Have coffee with them. Cook them lunch. Go and see them, because they will reject your options. They will say, no, I'm not interested. No, I don't want to. No, I don't feel like it. No, it's too far. They will make every excuse they can to not do it. And that's not because they are feeling that they don't want to do it. That's because their mindset is in that way and they just don't want to try or do anything. You've got to push through those barriers. You've got to be that light and hope to them. You've got to really make a difference. Because this video has been really long, I'm going to try and make some more videos this week about this topic and try and share some more ideas and get you guys thinking about how to help the person that you're living with or that you know, or someone suffering, or maybe you're suffering from depression and you can cure it yourself only if you have the right support, the right mechanisms in place and the right tools available to you. There's always hope. And if anything, I can tell you firsthand that hope and light do work. I've recovered many times and I'm still recovering to this day. So please remember that there's always a way if you want to. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please tag anyone that might be suffering from depression or anyone that might benefit from this video right now. Share any comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also love your support in this campaign. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.